I really, really, really like this movie, and it's more on the commercial. Not, I'd say the cast is more commercial, but it's definitely not a commercial premise. It's a movie called On the Count of Three, and it's Jerrod Carmichael's directorial debut. He was the creator of the Carmichael Show, which was on ABC or NBC for like 2 years between 2015 2017. A really great
show. 2.5 seasons, I think.
Yeah, and so this is very much not that. This is literally a comedy about a suicide pact between two best friends. I know that may not sound very funny, but somehow they make like these horrible situations that these characters are going through like hilarious. Like there is Christopher Abbott is in it, he was in 2 films at Sundance last year. He was in Black Bear and Possessor, so he's kind of a Sundance darling. And he plays a man called Kevin who had just tried to kill himself 3 days prior to the start of the film, and he's trying to get out, but they won't let him. So his friend Val, who's played by Jerrod Carmichael, comes in and breaks him out of the mental hospital. And then he said, I also want to commit suicide, so let's do this at the end of today. But today is going to be our last big day on Earth, so let's go do whatever we wanted to do. And so, of course, one of the things that they wanted to do was kill a psychiatrist that Kevin had when he was growing up that was abusive, played by Henry Winkler, who also somehow makes this role funny. It should not be funny. Like on paper, when you read it, like if you read the script, you'd be like, this is this is horrific. Like everything that's happening in this is like so depressing and awful, but somehow the chemistry between the characters makes it funny. And the script makes it funny because it's all about the minutia that is humorous and not the like big plot points. And it has an amazing cast other than the 2 that I mentioned. Tiffany Haddish is in it, a Lavell Crawford and JB Smoove, and as I said before, Henry Winkler. And the ending is like heartbreaking, but the whole rest of the movie is just hilarious. And I loved it, and I gave it a 10 because I think it's one of the most unique comedies that I've seen in ages. If you can call it a comedy. I mean, it's like the pitchiest black comedy I've ever seen, but it's amazing.
Yeah, it's weird, but the Carmichael Show was like that in the sense of no subject was taboo.
Yeah.
And there was a refusal to go politically correct. I mean, I remember there was a Bill Cosby episode of the Carmichael Show, and there was this idea of knowing what you know about him, can you still laugh at his jokes? And that was kind of the idea behind it. And what I liked about that show is it not only took every position, but then it challenged it and then twisted it, and to find comedy and to find truth out of it. And it feels like that this movie is kind of going the same route.
It really is. And what's interesting is that the writers, let me look at their names real quick. Ari Ketcher and Ryan Welch. Ari Ketcher worked on the Carmichael Show, and Ari Ketcher and Ryan Welch both wrote for Rami, which I haven't seen, but I know that it won the Golden Globes last year. But I think Jerrod Carmichael is a producer on that show, so it's all kind of like they've all worked together before, so they're really on top of what they're trying to do. And yeah, you're right. It's like they're not afraid of the taboos in this movie at all. There's a lot of kind of shocking stuff. It's like if you're gonna go like the super PC way of being like CWTW, like this whole movie is a CWTW basically, but it's hilarious. Like I highly recommend it.
All right. Hey, Lori, by the way, you brought way too much clothes to Park City this year.
That's actually...
I don't know how you're gonna pack all this up. By the time
this is the storage closet of the cabin.
I had to give up my storage space for her.
So, are you in the basement?
I'm just sleep outside because of you.
Oh my god.
Oh, Lori.